Day 4 of the hush money trial. Here's a clip of Trump arriving at court and speaking to the press.
So thank you very much. As you know, I've been saying for a long while, this is a rigged trial. It's coming from the White House. They have White House DOJ people in the trial, in the DA's office, representing the DA because he's probably not smart enough to represent himself. The guy got elected using Trump, and you're not supposed to do that. Very much like Letitia James, all of it. New York is going down as a very corrupt place to do business. That I can tell you. A lot of people are not going to be moving to New York. But this is a rigged case, and this is a case that was put in very strongly because of politics. So instead of being in Pennsylvania or Georgia or North Carolina or lots of other places today, I'm sitting in a courthouse all day long. This is going on for the week, and this will go on for another 4 or 5 weeks, and it's very unfair. And people know it's very unfair. The gag order has to come off. People are allowed to speak about me, and I have a gag order, just to show you how much more unfair it is. And the conflict has to end with the judge. The judge has a conflict, the worst I've ever seen, and it has to end with the judge. The gag order has to come off. I should be allowed to speak. Every time I come out to speak to you, I want to be open because we did absolutely nothing wrong. I showed you yesterday 32 stories of experts, legal experts, and I don't have one the other way. 32 stories of legal experts saying very strongly there's no case, this case should have been brought. Trump did nothing wrong, and they say it strongly, Trump did nothing wrong. So they ought to get rid of the conflict with the judge, because that's something that he cannot do anything about. It's wrong. It's wrong. And the second thing is I have to be released of a gag order. They've taken away my constitutional rights to speak, and that includes speaking to you. I have a lot to say to you, and I'm not allowed to say it. And I'm the only one. Everyone else can say whatever they want about me. They can say anything they want. They can continue to make up lies and everything else. They lie. They're real scum. But you know what? I'm not allowed to speak. And I want to be able to speak to the press and everybody else about it. So why am I gagged about telling the truth? I'm only telling the truth. They're not telling the truth. The judge has to take off this gag order. It's very, very unfair that my constitutional rights have been taken away. Thank you very much.
Are you going to keep posting about Michael Cohen?
Do you want to talk about it?
Here's a reminder of the case. Former U.S. President Donald Trump has been charged with business fraud over hush money payments to ex-porn actress Stormy Daniels. Daniels claims she and Trump had sex, and that she accepted $130,000 from his former lawyer before the 2016 election in exchange for her silence about the encounter. Prosecutors allege Trump had his personal lawyer, Michael Cohen, make the payments and then fraudulently recorded the transaction in his company's books as legal expenses when in fact he was paying Cohen back for the hush money payments. Since the allegations surfaced in 2018, the former president has denied any sexual involvement with Daniels. While a hush money payment is not necessarily illegal, Cohen admitted they broke laws by making these payments in an effort to hide unflattering information before the 2016 election. Cohen recorded at least one conversation with Trump that appears to be about the payment to Daniels, in which they are heard discussing whether to make the payment in cash.
What's up, Mike?
Great poll, by the way.
Yeah.
Seen it. Great poll.
Making progress.
Big time.
And you guys are good guy.
Oh, Pastor Scott?
I can't believe it. No, Pastor Scott. What's
Oh,
happening?
no. He's...
Can we use him anymore?
Oh, yeah. 100. No, you're talking about Mark Burns. We've told him
Well,
to...
I don't mean that. Mark Burns. Can we use him?
No. No.
Richard Leffrat, I'm sorry, Richard Leffrat just called. We have a chance. He had an idea for you.
Okay. So we got served from the New York Times. I told you this. We were regarding to unseal the divorce papers with Ivana. We're fighting it. Kasowitz is going
We should
to...
never be able to get that done.
Never. Kasowitz doesn't think they'll ever be able. They don't have a...
Give me your code, please.
They don't have a legitimate purpose.
And you
So
have a woman that doesn't want to unseal.
correct.
So you've been handling it.
Yes, and it's all
That's been going on for a while.
for about 2-3 weeks now.
All you have to do is delay it for...
Even after that, it's not going to ever be opened. There's no purpose for it. Told you about Charleston. I need to open up a company for the transfer of all of that info regarding our friend David, so that I'm going to do that right away. I've actually come up and I've spoken to Alan Weisselberg about how to set the whole thing up with
So what are we going to pay?
funding. Yes, and it's all the stuff. All the stuff, because you never know where that company, you never know where he's going to be.
Gets it by.
Correct. So I'm all over that. And I spoke to Alan about it when it comes time for the financing, which will be.
Listen, what financing?
We'll have to pay you. So
I'll pay the cash.
no. I got no.
Here's an exhausted Trump leaving the court.
Another hearing, and the trial starts on Monday, which is long before a lot of people thought. The judge wants us to go as fast as possible. That's for his reasons, not for my reasons. And this is really a concerted witch hunt, very simple. Everything you heard in there, this is a witch hunt by numerous judges, Democrat judges. You take a look at it, and Gorin is a whack job. What he did was a disgrace. It's being reviewed by the appellate division. And I hope they do justice, because everybody's looking, and no business is coming into the city, none whatsoever. They're looking at that case. That case is a threat to democracy, frankly, what took place with the AG. A crooked AG, Letitia James, who campaigned on the fact that I'm going to get Trump, That's all she said for 2 years. And people don't want to see this stuff. Where you have violent criminals all over the streets of New York and nothing happens. So even when they catch them, they let them go. No bail whatsoever. So this is just a concerted witch hunt, whether it's Judge Kaplan with a person I have no idea until they called and said they're suing us. I had no idea who this person was, or this judge, or if you look at Engoron, where he said that Mar-a-Lago, which if it was worth $1 billion or $1.5 billion, he said it was worth $18 million because that suited his narrative. But what's happening in this city, and all over the country, but what's happening in particular in this city, some are very good, by the way, some are very fair. Those are really the cities that are thriving. But what's happening here with the judicial system is an outrage. And all over the world they're watching it, and all over the world they're saying it. This is a giant witch hunt to try and hurt a campaign that's beating the worst president in history. Biden's the worst president in the history of our country, beating him by a lot. And this is the only way they think they can win, but it's not going to work. Thank you very much, everybody.
What are your thoughts on the jury? Are your lawyers doing a good job? What do you think of the man who set himself on fire, sir?
You've been listening to the former president.
As mentioned by the press, a man set himself on fire in a park outside the courthouse. At the time of this video, he is in critical condition but alive. That's it for today. Until next time.